Begin in a comfortable seat. Allow the eyelids to softly close, the shoulders to relax from the ears, the spine to be nice and tall. On your inhales, allow the belly to rise and expand, creating extra space for air. And on your exhales, allow the belly to contract back to the spine, slowly releasing your air throughout the nose. Continuing a breath in and out through the nostrils, breathing at a nice, even pace, allowing the inhales to match the length of the exhales. Bring both palms to heart center. On your inhale, extend the hands out in front of you, palms together. Inhale, open the arms, drawing shoulder blades together. Exhale, draw the palms together again. Inhale to open, exhale to close. Inhale as you open, drawing shoulder blades together. Exhale, palms come back together in front. On your next exhale, bring both palms back to heart center. On your next inhale, bring both arms out to a T. From here, you'll flex both palms so fingers face up and turn your gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale, bring the head to center. Turn the gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale, bring your head back to the center. And then exhale, release the left palm to the ground. Lift the right arm skyward on inhale. Grounding through the right hip. And then exhale, release the right hand to ground. Inhale, lift the left arm skyward. Grounding through left hip. And then exhale, left hand back to the ground. From here, you'll uncross both of your legs, coming into your sits bones. And coming into a boat pose or navasana, keeping a nice firm low back, a lift in the chest. And then exhale to cross your legs. Inhale back to navasana or boat, straightening the legs if you can. Exhale, cross the legs the opposite direction. Inhale, open back up to your boat pose. Exhale, cross the legs opposite direction. Inhale back to boat pose, firm low back. And exhale again, cross legs in the opposite direction, seated position. Inhale, open to boat pose. Exhale, cross the legs. Plant your palms in front of you, step back into a plank position, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, soften down to both knees, curl the toes under. Find a stretch in the backs of feet. And on your inhale, shift the weight forward, untuck the toes, and then walk your hands all the way back so shins are connected to the ground and lean back as much as is comfortable. Bring a stretch to the shins. Again, you'll come back towards tabletop position, curl the toes under, allowing a bit of weight to find that stretch in bottoms of feet. And weight comes forwards, untuck the toes, walk the hands behind, lifting the knees off the ground to bring a stretch to front of legs or shins. If there's too much compression in the knee, you can always lift the bottom away from the heels. And then walk the hands forward once more, bringing a stretch to the backs of feet. And untuck the toes, walking the hands behind, bring a stretch to the fronts of legs. And one last time, come back to tabletop position, curl the toes under, press this time to a downward facing dog, tailbone is high. On your exhale, bring a bend to the knees and step up towards a forward fold at the top of mat. Separate the feet apart a bit, hips distance apart, releasing the left hand to the ground, either the palm or the fingertips. Bring a bend to the right knee as you inhale, opening right arm skyward. On your exhale, release the right palm or fingertips. Inhale, open the left arm skyward. You can bend the left knee a little bit here. And then exhale, you'll release left hand back to the ground. Inhale, lift halfway to a flat back. Exhale, fold forwards, head to shins. Inhale, lift all the way to standing, palms and gaze rise. Exhale, send palms and gaze to heart. On your next inhale, lift the palms and gaze. Exhale, bending from hips to fold forwards. Lift halfway on the inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Step one foot back from the other to plank. Travel high to low on your exhale. Inhale, expand the chest, upward dog, and exhale, back, downward dog. Palms are planted firmly. You might find a little bend to the knees or walk slowly in place. Keep a nice high tailbone, belly drawn in and up towards the spine. On your exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, and travel the top of mat. Inhale halfway, exhale fold. Inhale to standing, exhale palm to heart. Again, on the inhale, lengthen, look up, exhale fold forwards. Inhale, flatten halfway, exhale plant the hands, step back to plank, traveling high to low, keeping elbows close to body. Inhale, span the chest, and exhale back, downward dog. Keep the tailbone high, arms in the same line as the spine. Maybe the knees are bent slightly still, feet are about hips distance apart, shoulders relaxed from the ears. On your next exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, travel the top of mat. Inhale halfway, exhale fold. Inhale to standing, exhale palms to heart. Inhale again, lengthen, look up. Exhale, bend the knees into chair pose, keeping the tailbone pointed down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway, flatten the back. Exhale, plant the hands, hop back, this time to a downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg skyward, bend the right knee, opening right hip over the left. Make a circle or two with that right knee or hip. And then swing the right foot to the top of mat, drop the left heel, inhale up, warrior one. Open chest. On your exhale, plant the hands to frame the right foot, step back to your plank. Soften down to both knees, allow the chest to come to the ground, and then inhale up to a cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg skyward, bend the left knee, opening left hip over right. A circle or two with the left knee or leg. And then swing the left foot through to the top of mat, drop the right heel, inhale up, Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Be sure the left hip is pressed back so you feel a stretch in the front right hip. Exhale, release both hands to the ground, step back to plank position, travel high to low and exhale. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, curl the toes under, downward dog. On your next exhale, you'll give a bend to both knees. Look ahead, travel back to top of mat. Inhaling halfway, exhale, fold. Inhale to standing, exhale, palms to heart. Inhale, bring arms skyward, bend the knees, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway, exhale, plant the hands. Hop back to downward facing dog. Lift the right leg on inhale. Exhale, swing it through, left heel falls. Opening to warrior 2, arms parallel to the ground, gaze over front middle finger. On your exhale, reverse your warrior, find a stretch in the front right body, and then exhale, release both hands to the top of the mat. Come back to your plank position, soften down to the knees, chest and chin. Inhale up to cobra. Exhale, back downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg, swing it through, plant it, drop the right heel, open to warrior 2, arms to a T, gaze over front hand. Ground through the back foot. Keep an even pace of breath. On your next exhale, release the right arm to thigh. Inhale, left arm skyward, reversing the warrior. And then exhale, both hands to the top of mat. Travel back to your plank position, travel high to low and exhale. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, back, downward dog. Exhale, bend the knees, hop to the top of mat, keeping the knees bent. You'll inhale, arms into chair pose. Tailbone points down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway, flatten the back, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lift all the way to standing, root through the heels. Exhale, palms to heart. On your next inhale, raise both arms skyward, interlace all 10 fingers, release the pointer fingers to touch. Drawing knee towards the chest. On your exhale, extend that right leg towards the back of your mat or space, allowing right toes to touch the ground. High lunge. Feel free to take a small back bend here, drawing the belly in towards the spine. As you inhale back up, shift your weight into the front left foot. Lift the right heel off the ground, bringing the right knee back into chest again. From here, you'll bring the right leg behind into dancer pose, using the right hand to wrap around the right foot. Bring the knee back into chest, lift both arms, look up if possible, and exhale, release both hands to the ground, lifting that right leg into a half split. Exhale, bend the left knee, set the right foot down. Inhale, open, twisted lunge. Left arm is skyward, right hand under right shoulder. Exhale, release both hands back to the ground, soften down to the right knee, bringing the right foot back towards the ceiling, grabbing the right foot with the right hand. And the stretch in the front right hip. On your exhale, release the right foot back to the ground and hands to the ground, and inhale up to 2 straight legs, folding over that front left leg, shin. And then if you can, release your right hand to left shin or right hand to the ground. Inhale, left arm open, revolve triangle. Keep your left hip pressed back. And then exhale, release both hands to the ground. Send your body back to a plank position, a one-legged plank if possible, lifting left leg. And exhale, high to low. Inhale, expand the chest, upward dog, and exhale, back, tailbone high, down dog. On your next exhale, bend your knees, look ahead, return to the top of mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale to standing. Exhale, palms to heart. Again, your interlace all 10 fingers, releasing the pointers together, arms above head, lifting the left knee into the chest, and then slowly step that left foot behind the back of mat, high lunge. You can feel free to take a back bend, small back bend, belly comes into the spine. As you release from this pose, you'll send the weight into the right foot, lifting the left leg off the ground, left knee into chest, into a standing position, and then transition into dancer pose, allowing the left foot to come behind, left hand to grab left foot. Keep small bend to the right knee. Release that bind and left knee back up towards the chest. And then exhale, both hands to the ground, left foot skyward, standing half splits. Right knee bends, left foot sets back down to end of mat. Inhale, right arm open, twisted lunge. Left wrist under left shoulder. On your exhale, release both hands to the ground, left knee to the ground, and again you can find a bind. Left hand to left foot as left foot comes skyward. Don't have to bind, but it's just an option. Set the left foot back down, inhale up to 2 straight legs, folding over the front right shin. And for revolve triangle, the left hand can come to right shin or to the ground. Inhale the right arm skyward. Try to send the head away from the hips here. Keep the right hip pressed back a little bit. On your exhale, release both hands to the ground. Travel back to your plank position, bringing that right foot or leg into a one-legged plank. Exhale, travel high to low chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog and exhale back downward dog. Breath in and out through the nose. On your next exhale, bend the knees and return back to the top of mat. Inhale halfway, exhale fold. Inhale standing, exhale palms to heart. And take a large step back here to a wide-legged stance. Turn the toes out, heels in, goddess squat. Keep the knees over the ankles, shoulders over the hips. Keep your hands wherever you like. Smooth breath. And then release both arms to a T. Bend the left knee, drop the right heel to the ground into a warrior 2. Left knee over the ankle. And release left elbow to left thigh or knee. Inhale, right arm open to side angle. You can always extend left hand to the ground, or you can keep the elbow to the thigh. Be sure the core is supporting you here. Inhale, back up, warrior 2. Gaze over the left fingers. Exhale, bring both hands to the top of the mat, and just kick your weight up to a standing forward fold at the back of your mat or space. Here you'll separate the feet apart a little bit, bringing the left hand to the ground, bending the knees. Inhale, right arm open, twisting. You can remain in that twist, or if comfortable, to travel the bird of paradise, so wrap left hand under left leg, right arm behind the back, twisting right shoulder open or skyward. If still comfortable, you'll shift the weight into the right foot, keep a small bend to the right knee. And slowly send that left leg up towards the ceiling. Again, you can bird of paradise, or you can simply remain in that twist, squatting, or keep the left hand to the ground, right hand skyward. As you release back to a forward fold, you'll inhale halfway, exhale, fold, inhale up to standing, exhale, palms to heart. From here, you'll take one large step back into that goddess squat, toes out, heels in, knees over the ankles, arms wherever you please. On your next inhale, you'll straighten both legs, then the right knee over ankle, warrior two, right side. On your exhale, you'll bring right elbow to right thigh. Inhale, left arm open or skyward. Ground through the left foot here. Again, you can keep right elbow to thigh or release right hand to the ground. We'll inhale back up, warrior two. And then cartwheel the hands on your exhale to the top of your mat or space. Kick up to your standing forward fold at the top of mat. Again, you'll separate the feet, bring right hand to the ground. Inhale, left arm open. You can remain in that twist or bird of paradise, opposite side. Right hand reaches underneath right leg, left arm behind the back and do a twist. You can remain here or again shift your weight into the opposite or left leg and slowly release that right leg skyward. Really have to draw the belly in here, keeping the core tight, root locked, pelvic muscles tight. Wherever you are, you're still remaining in that twist, left shoulder skyward. And on your exhale, release back to a forward fold. We'll inhale, releasing or bringing both arms up over the head and releasing all 10 fingers together, allowing the hands to draw skyward or away from you, relaxing the head, neck, and shoulders. Release the hands to shins. Inhale halfway, exhale fold, inhale to standing, exhale palms to heart. We'll take one more step back to a wide-legged stance. Feet are wider than hips distance apart and parallel to each other. On your exhale, you'll come to forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. Feel free to keep the hands connected to the ground to widen or shorten your stance however you need. If your head comes all the way to the ground, you'll use your hands to wrap around your feet or legs, drawing your upper body towards your legs. Again, remain in any place that's comfortable. If a headstand is in your practice, now is the time. Again, only if that's something that you practice. You can practice any type of headstand you're comfortable with. Supported headstand. If you are practicing headstand, you always remember 80 or 85% of your weight is in your arms. The rest is in the head. From whichever pose you're in, you'll release back up to that forward fold and walk the body over to your plank position. Travel high to low on exhale. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg skyward, send the right foot to top of mat. Come up to a high crescent lunge. On your exhale, palms release together in front of heart. Release that left elbow outside the right knee or thigh into your twisted side angle pose. You can release the left knee to the ground or keep the left knee lifted. Head extends away from the back heel. Feel free to open the arms to the ground or sky for a deeper twist. On your exhale, release both hands back to the ground. Press back to downward facing dog, neutralizing the spine for a moment. Inhale, left leg skyward. Swing that left foot through. Bring both arms up, high lunge. Press through back right heel. Exhale, send palms to heart. We'll then bring that right elbow outside left knee or thigh, opening left shoulder skyward. Again, you can keep right leg lifted, right knee lifted, or set right knee down. You're extending head away from hips or head away from heel or back foot. On your exhale, slowly release both hands atop of mat. Again, press back on exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels, round or kind of undulate the spine forward into your plank position. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels and tailbone, shoulders over the wrists, plank position. Exhale, round the back, press back to a flat back down dog. Inhale again, lift, round forward into your plank position. Exhale, round, and press back to flat back down dog. On your next exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, travel the top of mat. Inhale halfway, exhale, bring the hands to the ground. And this time you'll just release the bottom towards the heels into a squat position. So your toes will turn outwards, heels inwards. Your heels may or may not touch the ground. Don't force anything. If this is too much compression in your knees, you can bring the hands to the ground and lift the bottom higher. If you're nice and comfortable here, you'll bring hands into prayer and use the elbows inside of the thighs to gently press thighs outwards. And then release the right hand to the ground. Inhale, left arm open to a twist. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right arm open to a twist. Exhale, right hand down to the ground. You'll lift the bottom back up or come back up to forward fold position. Now is the time to practice crow if that's in your practice or available to you. If not, you can remain in a wide-legged squat. You can send the tailbone high, shift the weight forward into the hands, bringing the knees towards the backs of arms. You can always do 1 foot at a time. Kind of just sending the weight forwards. Gaze is ahead of top of mat. If in crow, hop back to your plank position. If in your squat, come back to a plank position. Exhale, high to low. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, back downward facing dog. Even pressure through the hands. Exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, travel the top of mat. Inhale, halfway, exhale, fold. Inhale to standing, exhale, palms to heart. Release all 10 fingers and behind the back, interlacing them, rolling the shoulder blades up and back towards each other. You can take a little back bend if you like here. You can release the pointer fingers towards the ground if you like. And then exhale, forward fold with those fingers interlaced. Relax the neck. On your exhale, slowly release the bind. Inhale, back up to standing. From here, you'll separate the feet, lifting your right knee into the chest, keeping a small bend to the left knee. You can keep the right knee bent, or if you're able to reach the left hand to right foot, you'll grab the ankle or the toes, open right arm behind you into a twist. If you're balanced, you can bring your gaze towards that back right hand. Releasing the straight leg or the bent knee, come back into a warrior 3. Left knee stays bent, right leg travels back and behind parallel to the ground. Point your right toes down, press the heel away from the head. If you want to add a component, you can also interlace the fingers behind the back here. And slowly lower the upper body towards the ground until your hands release to the ground, right leg skyward, and exhale back forward fold. Inhale halfway, exhale fold. Inhale to standing again. And then again, you'll separate both feet a bit, bending the right knee. Inhale, lift the left knee into chest. Again, bent left knee or straighten the left leg. You can use your hands for support. If you're able, connect the right hand to left foot. Inhale, left arm open behind you. Twisting to the left. Only if balanced will you turn your gaze towards your back or left hand. As you release here, you'll keep a small bend to the right knee and send the left leg behind you, warrior 3. You can keep hands in prayer, nice flat back. You can open the arms to the sides or to a T, or interlace all 10 fingers behind. Shoulder blades come together, left foot pointed down. And then you'll lower your upper body towards the ground till hands release, and then release to a forward fold. Feel free to allow a small bend to both knees here. Be still in one place, just sway side to side. Let your arms or elbows, shoulders, head relax. As you release hands to shins, inhale halfway, exhale plant the hands, step or hop back to plank, travel high to low. Inhale upward dog, engage the inner thighs, exhale back downward dog. One more inhale, right leg skyward, send the right foot through, release the left knee to the ground or mat, untuck the back left toes. Come up to a low lunge here, keeping the right knee over ankle, stretch in the front left hip. If you'd like, you can interlace the fingers with the pointers, find a back bend or don't. As you exhale, release both hands to frame that right foot. Keep your left wrist under left shoulder and step both feet back to side plank. Vasisthasana, right arm skyward. Navel's drawn into spine, hips stay lifted. On your exhale, release back to plank position and send the hips and bottom back to downward facing dog. Send the left leg skyward on inhales. Bring the left foot to top of mat. Soften down to the right knee. Left knee over ankle. Inhale, arms open. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Take any lunge you like. Make sure you have a stretch in the front right hip. On your exhale, release both hands to frame the left foot. Right hand stays under right shoulder. Both feet to the back of the mat. Side plank. Left arm comes skyward. Again, belly draws in, hips stay nice and lifted. Even breath. Exhale, release to full plank and send the weight back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg skyward. Exhale, pulse right knee into chest. Inhale, right leg skyward. Open the hip. Exhale, pulse in. Inhale, right leg skyward. Open the hip. Exhale, pulse in. Inhale to open. And exhale, pulse in. Cross your right leg over left. Open one more time to a side plank. Left arm skyward. For a small back bend, you can take a mini wild thing or simply stay in side plank. On your exhale, release both hands to the ground. One-legged dog, right leg skyward. And then exhale, bring that right knee to chest. Set it down to the ground for pigeon. Allowing any comfortable pigeon and making sure you find a nice stretch in the front left hip. Making sure that the hips are level to the ground, that you're not tilting too much to one side or the other. Feel free to keep supported with both hands, palms or knuckles. Or if nice and comfortable, you'll allow the forearms to release to the ground, the upper body to fold over the front leg. If you need to create a little bit more space here in the upper body, you can always walk the elbows forward a little bit, creating a little bit of space for air and lungs. You can also feel free to release your head to your hands or make some fists with your hands and relax your forehead and the hands. Allowing the body to relax and noticing as the air comes in and goes out and comes in and goes out. As you do slowly release, bring back up to both palms. Rock your weight over onto the right bottom and swing that left leg up and over, crossing it over your right leg. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, twisting to your left. Left hand behind the back, right elbow outside left thigh. Make sure you're twisting from the belly up and you keep the chest or collarbones nice and wide. As you exhale, unwind. You'll release both feet off the ground into boat pose, keeping a nice firm low back, knees bent or legs straight, keeping a smooth breath in and out through nose. On your exhale, cross the legs, plant the hands, step back to your plank position and downward facing dog. And shift the weight forward to your plank again. Exhale, lower the knees to the ground, chest and chin. Inhale up to a low cobra. Exhale back slowly to downward facing dog. Inhale, send the left leg skyward, opening the left hip. Exhale, pulse the left knee in. Inhale to open. Exhale, pulse left leg in. Inhale, lengthen, open. Exhale, pulse left knee in. One more time. Inhale, open left hip. Exhale, pulse left knee in. Cross left leg over right. Open to side plank. Left wrist under shoulder, right leg skyward. Again, if you want a small back bend, you can bend the right knee, bringing right foot to the ground. Small wild thing. On your exhale, you'll release both hands back to your downward facing dog. Left leg comes open or skyward. And then you'll send that left knee to the ground, pigeon pose. Again, make sure the hips are nice and level here. If you need a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can always lift your knee off the ground, shimmy your back foot back a little bit, slowly set the knee down again. Feel free to stay lifted or supported with both hands, to release to the forearms, or to relax the head to the hands or fists, whatever's most comfortable. Trying to hold in one place wherever you choose to stay. You might also notice that each side of your body is different. This side was different from the last. Again, you'll observe as the air enters and exits, and as the next breath enters and exits. Take a long inhale, long exhale. As you slowly release from your pose, wherever you are, you'll lift back up to both hands. Shift your weight into the left bottom or left butt cheek. Swing that right leg up and around over that left thigh. Inhale, both arms skyward. Exhale, twist to your right. Right hand behind the back, left elbow outside right knee. Nice wide collarbones. Keep your presence here. On your exhale, you'll unwind again, uncross the legs, lifting to a boat pose, bent knees or straight legs. Nice firm low back. One more breath. And exhale, release soles of feet to the ground. Inhale, you'll release, bring both hands behind you, allowing the fingertips to face towards the back wall or back of your mat. You'll keep the right wrist under the right shoulder, or it will be under the right shoulder, as you press into both feet, separating the feet, lifting the hips and bottom, lifting the left arm overhead. You can lift as much or little as you like into this chest opening, back bend. You can stay an extra moment or come slowly down, bottom to the ground again. I like to fold over my shins for a moment here, rounding the back slightly. As you switch sides, the left hand will root under left shoulder, fingers facing backwards. You'll separate the feet, press into the feet, lift the hips and bottom, right arm overhead. Again, only as much or little as is comfortable. Stay a moment or two. If you need to come down, slowly release the bottom to the heels. Again, you might round or fold over the shins. And you prepare for your seated pose, allowing the soles of feet to come together, knees to widen, to Baddha Konasana. You'll wrap the hands around the feet, pulling the feet into the groin as much as you can. Inhale to sit nice and tall. You can stay here if comfortable, or exhale, bending over a little bit. There's a tendency for the shoulders to tense up to the ears here. Make sure they're nice and relaxed. If the elbows reach the shins or thighs, they can gently press them towards the ground. Try to use your hands or forearms to do the work so the shoulders can stay relaxed. One more inhale. Long and slow exhale. As you inhale back up to your seated position, bring both knees up together. And just pull the right foot into the groin, right knee to the ground. Extend the left foot in front of you, pointing left toes to the ceiling. Inhale both arms to the ceiling or sky, and exhale, fold over that left leg. Make sure the whole left leg stays connected to the ground and the left foot stays flexed. Releasing the upper body over the lower body here. Relaxing the upper body. Trying to extend the torso nice and long away from the hips. Shoulders relax. You never have to fold all the way, just remain where you're comfortable. If you'd like to open to a side stretch, keep the left hand connected to the left leg. Inhale, right arm open. From wherever you are, bring your body back up to a seated position, the feet in towards each other. Wrap the peace fingers around the two big toes or ankles or shins. You can keep the knees bent or straighten the legs. You're lifting the feet off the ground, staying nice and balanced, firm low back. Try if you can to pull the legs towards the upper body or chest. And exhale, release soles of feet to the ground again. Keep the left foot into the groin. Extend the right leg out, right toes skyward. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, fold over the right leg. Again, the torso comes out and away, lengthening away from the hips. Folding softly over the right leg. Relax head, neck, and shoulders. Again, feel free to stay here where you are, or keep the right hand connected to the right leg. Inhale, the left arm open skyward. From wherever you are again, you'll come back up to your seated position, grabbing those feet, preparing for your balance once more. Balancing with the core, lifting the feet, either knees bent or legs straight. Pulling the feet or legs towards the chest. And then exhale, releasing back to your seated position. Extend both legs out in front of you. Bend the left knee, bringing the left foot or heel towards the bottom. Inhale the left arm skyward. Extend that left arm towards your toes. Flip your palm to the left and wrap that left hand around your left leg or shin. The right arm behind the back. If you can bind both hands behind, great. If not, great. Just keep a nice twist through that right shoulder. Belly pulls in and up. You'll keep the right toes lifted to the ceiling. Foot flexed. As you exhale, just release both legs here. Keeping the toes skyward, and just take small twists to your left, twist to your right 1 or 2 times. Neutralize the spine a bit. Inhale then both arms skyward and exhale forward fold. Paschimottanasana. Keep the toes skyward, legs connected to the ground. Relax upper body over the lower body. Shoulders soften. As you inhale back up to your seated position, pull the right foot or heel into the right bottom. Inhale, right arm skyward. Exhale, right arm towards the toes. Flip the palm to the right. Wrap the right arm around the right leg and left arm behind the back. Again, bind if possible. If not, no problem. Either way, you're opening the left shoulder skyward. Left toes are skyward. Pull the belly in and up to the spine. Breathe fully. From here, you'll release the legs out in front of you. Take a few soft twists to the right and left. And then you'll come over to a tabletop position, knees under the hips, wrist under the shoulders. Belly dips down on the inhale, head and hips lift. Exhale, back round, shoulder blades open. Inhale, belly dips down, lift head and hips. Exhale, round the back. Inhale again to your cow tilt. Exhale into cat. And inhale back to neutral tabletop position. From here, curl the toes under. And then bring a little stretch to the backs of feet. Then release the tops of feet to the mat. Allow the bottom to come back towards the heels, hands behind again. And open up into a modified camel pose. Knees connected to the ground, hands supporting under the shoulders. As you exhale, walk the hands back to tabletop position. Bring a stretch to the backs of feet, curling toes under. Exhale, tops of feet come to the mat. Hands come behind under the shoulders. Inhale, lift the hips and bottom, open the chest. Slowly release the bottom to the heels, walk back to tabletop position. Exhale into child's pose. Feel free to widen the knees apart. Allow the elbows or hands to just soften to the ground. If it's more comfortable for your shoulders, you can release the hands towards your heels. Feel free, if you have any excess air, to release it slowly throughout your mouth. Slowly, when you're ready, lift the hands and find your way back up to a seated position. And then softly come all the way down onto your back. You'll keep the knees towards the ceiling, soles of feet to the ground, preparing for bridge pose. Keep the hands connected to the ground, knees over the ankles. Lift the hips and bottom skyward. You can keep the hands connected to the ground or interlace all 10 fingers underneath. If the interlace is comfortable for you, lift the shoulders one at a time and tuck the shoulders underneath so you can support the body with the shoulders rather than the neck. Be sure you're using the inner thighs here, squeezing them slightly together, focusing on the squeeze in inner thighs rather than the glutes. Exhale, release the bottom back down to the ground and just lift the feet skyward here, allowing a few circles or movements with the feet or legs. And if it's in your practice, you can come into a shoulder stand, allowing the elbows to hug into the rib cage, lifting the bottom off the ground, supporting the hips and body with your hands. Your chest is drawing towards the chin, your head stays facing directly up. You can move the legs in any way. You can also, if shoulder stand doesn't work for you, you can release the back to the ground and just keep the legs skyward like legs up the wall. Take a moment to be free with whatever you'd like to do, being very careful of how you move your body. If you'd like to come into a plow pose, you slowly release the body back down towards the ground. You'll keep the hands connected to the ground as your feet come overhead. You can also release the knees to the sides of your ears, ear pressure pose. If you are in any inversion, to come back down to the ground, move as slow as possible, slowly setting the spine back down one vertebra at a time. From wherever you were, just slowly draw the knees into the chest, rocking them side to side, massaging the low back, maybe allowing the knees to soften. And as you lie down all the way onto the back, you'll draw the right knee into the chest, using the right hand to hold the right knee, and open the right knee to your side, right side or towards the ground. And keeping that left hip pressed down, or left bottom connected to the mat. And switch that right leg over, crossing it over to your left side of the body or ground. You can keep the knee bent or straighten the leg. Turn your gaze the opposite direction of the leg, or to the right. As you exhale, you'll unwind, draw the knees back into the chest. Again, you might slowly rock side to side. And then extend that right leg to the ground. Pull the left knee to the chest, using the left hand to hold the left knee or shin. And you'll open that left hip, left leg to the left side of body. Make sure the right hip, right butt cheek or bottom stays connected to the ground as best you can. And then you'll cross that left leg over to the right side of body. Turn your gaze opposite direction or to the left. Feel free to keep the left leg straight or the left knee bent. Make sure you're still taking full breath, even though the chest is compromised in a twist. As you unwind again, slowly draw the knees into the chest. And then set the soles of feet down to the ground. And slowly find a comfortable position, lying down flat on the back. Might even pull the skin away from the sacrum or low back. If you have any low back pain, or if it's most comfortable, you can keep the soles of feet connected and the knees spread apart wide, relaxing. And keep the arms relaxing to either side, keeping the palms faced up for a more receptive feeling, or turning the palms to face the ground to feel more centered. Just pick any place that you feel most comfortable to relax in. Release the jaw. Make sure the space between your eyebrows is softened. Relaxing the muscles in your face. And taking just one moment to note how the body feels, scanning head to toe. Should there be an area and body that requires a little bit more of your attention, just briefly pay attention to that area. And on your next exhale, just try to release that attention. Focusing only on allowing the body to be relaxed as it receives a new inhale and releases your exhale. Should you experience any type of distraction, try not to allow any judgments to be made. Just acknowledge whatever thought comes your way, and then allow that thought to pass. Refocusing your attention on the inhales or rise in belly, and exhales or fall in belly. Each inhale brings fresh air, nourishing the body, all the cells and body. Each exhale releases old, stale air. Belly softly rises on the inhales, falls back to spine on your exhales. As you continue breathing, you might just start to deepen the breath a little bit, maybe creating a longer inhale or a longer exhale, bringing a bit more awareness to the length of breath, tiny bit more awareness to the body. If it's helpful, you can always add a count, counting 4, 5, or 6 counts to each inhale and each exhale, and doing so without feeling rushed. Find one more long breath in, fill the belly with as much air as possible, belly, lungs, and upper chest, and exhale, slowly release the air. You might bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest, and observe as you fill the belly, fill the chest as much as possible. On inhale, and on exhale, you'll notice the belly and chest fall. Take your time to slowly, keeping the eyes closed, just roll the body over to the right side, relaxing on your right side for a moment. And again, keeping the eyes closed if possible, just use the hands to press your body up to a seated position, cross-legged seat, allowing a nice tall spine, shoulders to stack over the hips, allow the muscles in face to relax. You can keep the palms on the legs facing down for a more grounded feeling, or facing up for a more receptive feeling. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale slowly through the nose. Another deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, release the air throughout your mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, release your air throughout mouth. Again, an inhale through the nose, fill. Exhale, release the air throughout mouth. Take one more breath in, filling. Exhale, let go. On your next inhale, bring the palms to heart, bow the head to hands, acknowledging your practice. I appreciate you practicing with me today. Namaste.